What's going on, y'all? Welcome or welcome back to Southern Lightwork. Happy post full moon in Libra. Which is kind of significant for me because my North Node is in Libra. So that's where I'm headed. That's where I am trying to embody all of the things that I'm supposed to be embodying. And my South Node is in Aries, so, I'm recognizing all the ways that I've been combative or like competitive when it wasn't necessary. And, it's all about balance. Just balancing all of our aspects. And I'm not an astrologer, so I don't claim to be an expert at all. But, just knowing enough that things that happen in my life have happened in my life and where I'm headed kind of makes sense. So check out your birth chart if you haven't already. But this full moon, full pink moon, also known as the flower moon to the Hopi, brings themes of spring renewal, emotional balance, and heart-led growth. So, as with any full moon, we're supposed to be releasing. This one in particular, releasing old patterns, seeking harmony in relationships, and cultivating inner peace. Yes, please. So, just thought I would do a quick pull to see if we can get an idea if some of us are feeling kind of stuck or stagnant, lost even, on what should be our focus, what's to come, what's in store for us as we continue in this fiery fire horse energy of 2026. Despite everything that's going on around us, despite the endless distractions, endless things to be worried, concerned about, pressured by, we cannot neglect our inner healing, our personal growth, right? That's the one thing that we do have control over for the most part. So I'm just noticing my skull is dusty. Why? I don't know. But it just drew my eye. So everything that happens in a reading is relevant to the reading. So I'm going to say, I'm not calling somebody's skull dusty because, hey, I don't have that authority. But I feel like somebody might need to pay more attention to your ancestors. I'm hearing that because they are trying to help you. If that scares you, I'm not intending to, but if you're watching me, maybe it doesn't. They want to help you. Maybe your altar, if you have an altar, it's dusty. Maybe if you don't have one yet, they want you to make one. Just whatever, if that resonates for you. Take it, please. All right. I'm going to thank my ancestors because they are oh so amazing, so benevolent, so protective, so generous. And they watch over me, they protect me, they guide me, they make me laugh, they give me so much hope. They remind me of who I am. To my spirit team, just thinking I'm going to draw pictures of them because I've seen them in my head, but I want to actually draw them. I'm also thankful to Archangel Michael, as always, for that unrelenting protection. Archangel Metatron, please keep me accurate, help my message to be concise and clear. And to the Most High God, I am grateful for this day, for this moment. Anything that may come through me, please let it be for the highest good of anyone listening or watching this video. And please protect anyone listening to my voice, watching my hands move, these cards come out, from any dark energies that attempt to infiltrate, to thwart this message, to block this message. And that they be redirected to focus on themselves or to forget their intentions. if they're negative. So it is. You know, if you forget what you're trying to do to hurt somebody, you can't harm them, can you? All right, I got a few decks. I have the Talisman Oracle. Love this deck. I have my Lost Soul Tarot, Solar Logos Tarot, and Your Breakthrough is Coming. So I want to get one of these from the Talisman Oracle to kind of set the mood for what came through after this full moon. What has been released. What is being released, what has been released for the collective. I don't know about y'all. I tried to see the moon last night. Went outside and tried to take the picture, but I don't know what's going on with my lens, but it came out crazy. Like there was some, I don't know, something, I don't even know the word to use for it, but it didn't come out clear. It just had like this long horizontal streak through it of light. So I don't know what was bouncing off my lens, but it was distorted. So there could be something about someone's view could have been distorted. You don't notice it until you attempt to replicate it, or somebody else tried to replicate it. Let's see. Magical power. Okay. Came out kind of sideways. This is a dragonfly. Dragonflies definitely indicate magic, resilience. Let's get the replays. What else? Protection. Okay. And passion. It's a nice combination, I'd say. Okay. Almost didn't look at the bottom of the deck, but equilibrium. Okay. So, for magical power, almost open right up to it. We are born with a special gift of magic. We often overlook this extraordinary power to bring happiness to those around us or into our own hearts. In the center of it all is a very powerful emotion, love. By setting up our intent, we can create a new world. Believing in ourselves begins with loving and being kind to who we are. Understanding our limits and pushing just a little further to better ourselves. In these ways, we become closer to fulfilling our purpose in life. The dragonflies start their life as larvae in water and later rise up into the air and fly. They are our connection with nature and our guides to the realm of magic. I was just talking about my guides. Talisman power. Use this card to strengthen your intent or awaken your magical gift. You can use the magical power card with any other card to enhance the potential of its meaning. Focus on the magical hexagram and the powerful energy that spreads on the card. Feel the charge of life feeding your ability. The dragonfly lifts itself into the air and flies away. Follow the winged messenger. The magic is me. Yes, it is. You are the magic. And maybe what's been released is your fear of that, your reluctance to operate in your magic. And it says it enhances the cards around it. So let's see what protection says. And this is it's like a door knocker. I love this card. So in a reading, you are divinely protected. The scary door knocker in the center of this card is here to protect you. Cast away the darkness and bring good fortune and health to you, your home, and your family. Spend some time with this card to feel its power. Imagine the force field that radiates outward and expands as you strengthen your intent. You are shielded in this dome, and all the negative energy, curses, and bad wishes bounce off of it. If a negative vibe approaches, your energy shines bright and powerful and quickly repels it. Embrace and comfort your inner child that was left longing. You are safe in this time and space. The talisman power of this card is use the protection card if you feel setbacks are happening around you. You can use this card when you start living in a new home and you want to cleanse the negative energy. Meditating on this card can be very powerful if you combine it with a ritual of your own, burning sage, lighting a candle, or performing water rituals. It might feel silly, but try making a scary face or voice of your own. Scare the bad energy away. I am sheltered. It's not silly at all. I think that is a great thing. And I think it's one of those things that we did as kids when we're using our imagination, and it's, people think it's age appropriate to use your imagination when you're a kid, but we don't do enough of that now, because what we what we assume is like not real might be the very thing that we need to scare away. I'm actually going to try that tonight. Third card, passion. Oh, and it's a stag. I love this. Allow your passion to rise up. Sometimes we try to suppress our desires to fit the social expectations and norms, but we can use this powerful force to thrive in a personal or professional matter. Our passion for life is immense because it comes from a place of love. This feeling is the ultimate and most powerful energy that we can emit. Be passionate about what you do and believe. Do not carry out decisions based on fear, worry, guilt, or shame. That state of mind can only bring the same type of negative feelings back to you. Choose the best version of yourself and project that passion out into the universe. The talisman power of this card is when you need to strengthen your beliefs, elevate your thought frequency, and project your passion. This card can be combined with eternal charisma or finding love to increase passion in your love life. Spend some time envisioning your ideals and goals and then go for it. Love is powerful. Okay, so we got something about magical power, protection, and love with passion. So the equilibrium card and I turned right to it. Thank you, Spirit. For the bottom of the deck, what is to come, what we don't see coming from this full moon energy? It's time to align your intentions with your actions. You are dancing between opposite forces and your mind is racing with ideas. I can definitely relate to that. The complexity of motion is important in the discovery of new methods, and when all the forces acting upon us balance each other, we are at equilibrium. Our perseverance and ability to let go perseverance and ability to let go coalesce in a state of harmony, learning to accept more. Okay, get my words together. Learning to accept misfortunes, but having determination in the pursuit of our dreams brings confidence. Yes, the water takes whatever shape it's poured into, so you can direct where the energy goes. And do that meditation sometimes, imagining like the shape of water when it's poured into a certain vessel. Harness the power of this card to direct your focus. Use it to purify energy or create a balance between body, mind, and spirit. Envision the water lifting in the air. To strengthen the belief, you can pour water from one glass to another a few times to see the visual manifestation of nature's balance. Absolutely, and this is a shell. The shells on this card. I was just thinking this morning. Oh, and the quote here is energy flows where your focus goes. Absolutely. I was just envisioning this shell that we used to have. My dad, I think my dad got it from somewhere in his travels, but I think it was a conch shell, and I keep forgetting to look it up. But I was thinking about how I used to play with that shell, and I used to hold it up to my ear because, when you hold up a huge shell, you can almost, it echoes like you can hear the ocean. It sounds like the ocean. And I was just thinking about that shell this morning when I was waking up. All right, so let's see if tarot can tell us what situations these cards may be talking about. Your magical power, your protection, and your passion will bring equilibrium. Balance. I was talking about balance. Let's see. Shuffle those one more time. They're a little stiff, but I haven't used them in a while to make sure I get a good Shuffle. Okay. Spirit, tell us what we are working with this energy today. Temperance. Balancing. Masculine, feminine. Working with the ego. Letting the ego dissolve into that balance. Using your magical power to do that. What else? So for this protection, what does the collective need protection from? Or how is this protection playing out? Three of Wands. Some type of plan. Some type of plan in motion. Something is being protected. Something you're planning is being protected. What about passion? The sun. Sun is going to lead you to, or already has you in, the most pure happiness. Maybe that's about pursuing your passion, but it can also be about passionate love, romantic love. Since this card did go there, it was talking about love for self as well. Bottom of the deck is Nine of Wands. What you don't see coming, perhaps, what has been hidden, is maybe you've been hiding your wounds. Been hiding how much of a toll something has taken on you. And you're being called to address it or acknowledge it in some way, maybe, that you haven't already. It can lead to your happiness. You know, that's, as a therapist, everything that I do in my work is, almost everything is about healing something, right? Healing something from childhood, from a relationship that didn't go well, romantic relationship, friendship, job, whatever, you know, all the things that we deal with as adults. I don't work as much with kids anymore, but it's just, you know, we're usually doing the work of healing something that has been suppressed, that's been keeping us afraid or stifled in some way. And that's what builds your strength, your resilience, like this dragonfly energy. Like when you don't let your wounding dictate the rest of your life. You know, like nobody gets through this without some type of trauma, without something to heal. But maybe there's a time is coming soon, if not now, for you to acknowledge that pain, even if it's just to yourself, what you've been through. And, you know, I'm all for forgiving yourself, thanking yourself, you know, like all these things that people will lead you to believe are practices that make you crazy. But I think our biggest, closest relationship should be with ourselves and with God, or whatever higher power, entity, universe reference that you use that makes sense to you, or, you know, whatever that is. That is the most important. We focus so much outwardly on other people's thoughts and actions and use that to govern our inner world. In this internal family systems method that I use in therapy, it's not even new, but it's basically like you're getting to understand that we don't have just one mind. Like we have multiple parts within us that are constantly showing up for us, helping us, protecting us, guiding us, pushing us to do things. You know, it's all of the the parts of ourselves that we split off when we've been in precarious situations, when we've been in traumatic situations. It's all the things that we do to just survive the moment. And there is a type of splitting. So, when you integrate all of those things, all of those different parts of yourself, and you're able to use it all to your benefit. The integrated self is full of love and passion and plans and goals and balance, and like communes with spirit, and that's an integrated self. And that's what we should be striving for, to be able to make it through this and adversity that comes, that's inevitable. When you're split apart, it's hard to gather it all up in the moment. But if you're operating from an integrated self, and you know what your triggers are, you know what you need to soothe yourself, you know how to recognize when your emotions are out of whack, or even if you're feeling something that's not yours, it's all useful. So getting off track, but hopefully that makes sense. Page of Pentacles. In this instance, it's not feeling like an immature energy. It feels just like a healing. The imagery of this card is giving me somebody wants to offer you a pentacle. What else? Let me get a little bit more on that. A message that's a pentacle. How can a message be a pentacle, you say? An offer of stability, an offer of truth, strategy. Maybe somebody wants to help you with something. And maybe they're afraid to do it. They feel childlike, whatever it is that they want to offer you. And the devil just came out. So for protection, 3 of Wands and the devil. They're working on your behalf. Your ancestors are working on your behalf against the devil, against devil energy. Maybe you're trying to stay sober. Maybe you're trying to get over an obsession. What about the sun and passion? Passion and the sun. Page of Wands, another page. This is an opportunity, y'all. This full moon energy. And I'm seeing, since these are 2 pages, it's like you kind of get another chance in Wands energy with the sun and passion, like another opportunity to start over, basically. Whatever it is that you need to start over with, you're starting over. You're planting a new foundation. And it might be with the help of someone else that you know of. You could be developing a new passion for something, or somebody could be learning how passionate they are about you. And that's a message that they want to give you. Bottom of the deck is 5 of Pentacles. But what is the rejection wound? What is the fear of rejection? What is the fear of abandonment? I don't know, but what kind of big breakthrough is coming as a result of this to help this along? What breakthrough, Spirit? How these cards are like I feel like the devil has been between these two. The devil has been trying to block this attempted an investment for a Page of Wands. What else do we need to know about this energy? Wow. Nothing changes if you wait. Right? Even if it feels half-baked, if it feels like they're not ready, you're not ready, whoever this is for, nothing changes if you wait. Right? Just letting things pass you by, letting someone pass you by, let an opportunity go. Even if you feel like a page, do that shit. Be unstoppable, exactly. Because you're protected. You're protected from the devil. You're protected by whatever was blocking you. Because who's going to stop a meteor? Right? I mean, forgive me, I may not know the difference between the asteroid and the meteor, but I think the meteor is on fire. Nobody's going to stop this meteor. How? You can't. It's just going to hit whatever it's supposed to hit. Be like the meteor. Be unstoppable with whatever it is you're doing, because you have protection. Act as if you have, live your life as if you have protection, as if you are protected at all times. You know, just, and say yes to you, for sure. You are not too much. You know, regardless of your gender, this kid looks so self-assured, so independent, you know, like, I got my own torch. I lit it myself. I didn't need anybody to do it for me. My hair is going to do what it's going to do. I don't care. Like this is giving, this kid is on their own. You know, but if we had all been this fiery, if we'd had this ability to be this free when we were little, a lot of us wouldn't have the wounding that we have. I'm not gonna lie, I have like dealt with a lot of mine and had a pretty privileged upbringing, which I'm so grateful for. But still, there's like no escaping a childhood where some things were kept suppressed or like or deprogrammed. Like you come here with a certain knowing and understanding of who you are, and you don't know that it's wrong until people tell you. You don't believe that there's anything wrong with it until people around you say there's something wrong. Oh no, you shouldn't talk like that, or you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't choose this as a profession, you shouldn't play that sport, you shouldn't want to live in this place, you shouldn't even get on a plane because, you know, like folks around you may be too scared to do the things that you feel fiery passionate about. And they blow your little torch out. Well, this kid is relighting that torch. I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to heal my inner child that was told that they couldn't do what they wanted to do. That they weren't allowed to. That they were going down the wrong path. It's a reclamation. And for yes, say yes to you. And you are not too much. Yeah. A lot of us were taught to believe that from, and not just our parents, but just in life in general, you know, like If you're born female, you're not too much. You may have been told that you talk too much. You're too expressive. You're too aggressive. You know, those things that female kids get basically bullied out of them. If you're queer, if you're gay, and you were too much for people, your personality was too big, you were too out there, you're too flamboyant, you were too colorful, you were too loud, and people just want you to stay quiet and muted and don't tell anybody that you're in a relationship because nobody wants to hear that shit. Like, all the things that you may have been taught that were too much. When you say yes to you, you will be as fiery as you need to be. As fiery. And I'm seeing this is giving me, this is for somebody who is non-binary, trans, that like this could be a child born male whose hair is grown out, and I'm putting this dress on, I'm tying this sash around me, honey, because this is who I am. I don't care what anybody says. I'm being myself. So that's for somebody. Could do with your identity. That you have been told that your identity is not right, that it's bad, it's sinful, it's not going to be accepted, you know, all these things. But you're magical. You have magical power. Whoever you are, you're protected, and your passions are calling you. They want you to do exactly what you're passionate about. Because what if it works? What if it works? We got so many what if everything goes wrong? What if everything blows up? What if I make a mistake? What if I fail? We have all those what ifs in our minds, but we can shift that to what if positive? What if good outcome? What if it helps change myself, my life, anyone around me? If it changes things for the good, for the better? What if positive? Those things are equally probable. Something could go bad, something could go good. Could go well. But it's all about perspective. So I'm going to give you charms to wrap this up. We are on the other side of this eclipse, recognizing all of the things that will take us to equilibrium, acknowledging what's hurt us, dealing with our fears of rejection and wounding, like any type of wounding that we haven't fully addressed. You're asking to shed that. Let those go. Let those old patterns of thinking and behaving go. They go hand in hand. But we get to create our own reality. We get to be unstoppable, because who's going to check you, boo? Who's going to tell you that you can't be yourself? You may have been told that for most of your life or all of your life, but you can turn that off. Turn it off. You have control over what plays in your mind. So, to know if this is your reading, here's our generational tree. I love this tree. So you could like trees. You could have just recently spent some time in a tree. Just watched a video of my best friend somewhere. She went to visit another friend and was climbing a tree. You might like to climb trees. May have just planted some trees. House. Cross. Yeah, Christian religion could be significant for you. Or not. It could be Protestant, not Catholic, because this is not a crucifix. Could be a clergy person, priest, rabbi, pastor, preacher, imam. I know, even though that's a Christian cross, it's just the energy, right? Indicating religion. I'm just saying what I think, what I'm thinking, what's coming to me. Gemini. It could be a Gemini, or have it somewhere in your chart. Shout out to Geminis. Gemini gang gang. One more. This could be your reading if, let me get one from the bottom this time. What's that? Oh. It says love. L heart VE, LOVE. Is there a piece of hair on it? Love. Could be in love. You could want love. You could be your name. I know. I've met 2 people in my life named Love. Could be considering telling somebody you love them. Somebody who doesn't know you love them. Uh-oh. Scandalous. It's good. Let me get one more. Not that that's not good enough to end on, but I'm just feeling called to get one more. Huh. It's another heart. Another tree. And a heart. So you could really, really like trees. But this one has a little heart next to it, next to the roots. Almost looks like a brain. The way that they kind of shape those little leaves, I guess they are. The filling in the tree. Have tremendous love for your roots. Heart is next to the roots. Your foundation, your ancestry. So, yeah. Full moon energy is about realizing your magic, walking in your protection, all the above, and your passions. Be a page. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a page, especially if you're starting over. If you're doing something new, you're allowing yourself to think outside the box, really embracing who you are genuinely, where you may not have so much before. But these full moons bring this energy of renewal and healing. So, and it's a pink moon. It could be significant. You could love pink. Or just bought something pink. Even if they're just flowers. There's something pink in your room or in your home right now. Yeah. I think that's a great energy. It's what you want. You want to be brave. Be brave and allow what's meant to leave your life go peacefully, if at all possible. So, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I love y'all. From my imagination to yours.